January 6th, the Trump assassination investigation, the Russiagate hoax, and the Epstein client list. Those are the things that FBI Director Kash Patel and Deputy Director Dan Bongino just dropped major bombshells in an exclusive interview, and I've got the best clips. The interview was over an hour long. You don't have to go anywhere else. Relax, sit back, grab your favorite snack, your favorite drink. Your boy Nez has you covered. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. Check out this first clip where Kash and Dan say they have uncovered new information pertaining to the Russiagate hoax.
I'm the lead Russiagate investigator for the House Intelligence Committee, and I've been on both your shows in a prior life talking about it, and I'm telling you and the American public that we have now found material and information and people who wanted to hide it from the world since we got in these seats. And we, as the deputy said, we are trying to do it in a fashion where not only are we informing the American public of what happened, but we can have accountability for it. And that takes a little bit more time. And when you layer on the fact that we are rolling out our priorities on violent crime and defending the homeland, you know, we're running a three-part animal here, and we're going 100 miles an hour on each single one.
So important.
I want to add to that, too, because what the director's saying is right. You got to remember, we come in the morning, there's a portfolio of 100 level 10 items. If it's a level 9, which is a pretty big freaking deal, someone else fixed it. The only thing that gets to my desk or his is a level 10. That's the entire day. Look at his schedule any given day. I'll show you the palm card I have. It is filled from 7:30 to he leaves 7 at night, 6:30 at night. It's filled all day. We just can't focus on one thing. You want New York to go boom? DC to go boom? You want an OC organization to go hack into some cyber network and crack all of Fox News' holdings? We're dealing with all that stuff too. Everything's a priority. Everything's a priority. This is one of many things we're doing. It's not an excuse. It's just reality.
I don't know if you remember this, but I remember it vividly. It just seemed like every single day in Trump's first term, they did, and they're doing it again now, they did everything possible. Hillary Clinton, as soon as, literally almost immediately after the election in 2016, that he's an illegitimate president. Russia helped him. Russia. The Mueller report was a big, gigantic, fat nothing burger. Pelosi articles of impeachment, ripping the State of the Union in the most disgusting, despicable, disrespectful way. I think it's beyond obvious that all of us have been waiting for accountability. And according, if you listen to what Dan said there, maybe we're being a little impatient. I know I've been impatient. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. By the way, everybody watches this show. All of the FBI staffers, Trump's people who run his social media accounts, his staff, Caroline Leavitt, let people know what you think. What do you want to happen with these investigations? What do you think of the FBI? Am I the only one that's impatient and wants to see handcuffs? They watch this show, so let them know in the comments down below. But I hope Kash follows through on his word. I hope, that we will start seeing some accountability. It seemed beyond obvious to me that the Russia thing was definitely architected in a very strategic way to attack one person, and that is President Trump. Okay, this next clip, my God, it just gets more and more mind-blowing. Stick around. You're not going to believe this. Kash and Dan say they have just confirmed they have troves of information about January 6th, and it's being sent to Congress. Watch this.
What actually happened on January 6th?
So there is, as it seems that I find myself in a similar situation as Russiagate, because on January 6th in the prior Trump administration, I was the chief of staff to the Department of Defense, and I spent 4 years in a minor fortune litigating the truth because people politicized what actually happened on January 6th. And we now know unequivocally that President Trump lawfully authorized the deployment of National Guard, and me as the head of the Office of Secretary of Defense, with the Secretary of Defense, took that action. When it finally came in, because it had to have the governor and mayor of D.C.'s approval on it. That's the way the law works. And once it finally came in on January 6th, remember, we offered to them days beforehand, and they rejected it. We've put out the letters, and your show has done great coverage showing how it was rejected. We mobilized the fastest cold start in Washington, D.C. since World War II, and the largest occupation of D.C. by the National Guard since the American Revolution. That's what happened on January 6th, but what you and your viewers want to know, now that we've beat back that disinformation campaign with actual truth, is what was the FBI doing? Well, we got answers coming. We just found a trove of information, and it's on its way to Capitol Hill right now. And they've asked, and they're getting them, and you're getting answers on January 6th. You're getting answers on what sourcing was utilized, what money was utilized, how many assets were utilized, who made those decisions. You're getting it. We can only control the FBI, but you're getting it from the FBI.
Were there FBI agents undercover egging people on?
Like I said, that answer is coming. And it's on its way to Congress.
You're about to, I saw it. I saw the portfolio of information. We dug far and wide to find it. And I'm pretty sure now we have a conclusive, definitive answer. But you and the public are going to have it. You're going to see it in writing over to Capitol Hill. But I just want to be sure we're clear, having been an agent and a police officer. There is a difference between an agent, I know you know this, I don't mean to sound ridiculous. An agent, meaning a trained GS 1811 federal agent, and a source or an asset. There's a difference. So when you see the material, which I promise you is coming, again, I'm not asking you to trust us. I know it's coming because I saw it yesterday. When you see it, I just want you to understand that it's not an apology for anything.
Thank you.
Troves of information being sent. It seems abundantly clear, if we instinctively have known for how long that legacy media is just a big sewage pipe full of lies and propaganda. It's like beyond comprehension. Remember when that used to sound like the most profound conspiracy theory? Anybody who dared question, or anybody who even said, even I dismissed them back in the day. Oh man, mainstream media is brainwashing you. I used to think, oh God, not these guys again. It's like amazing what a little bit of time, what a little exposure, what a little critical thinking, deep investigation brings. And this has been one of their strongest, I wouldn't say strongest in the sense that it was valid, strongest in the sense that it's their most consistent message. And you know who I'm talking about when I say them. Everybody who's anti-America, everybody who's trying to save criminal, illegal aliens right now, everybody who's fighting tooth and nail, to stop the American agenda, what we voted for. Their strongest, most consistent message has been January 6th. Sam Harris and the intellectual academic elite. I know these people. They're empty. They're vapid. They hate us. They hate us with a capital H. Oh, yeah. It's Trump. Trump should be disqualified just on January 6th alone. I hope to God we finally get the truth. I hope to God Kash and Dan are doing what I know and think in my heart that they're doing, and I can't wait to see what that file reveals. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Okay, this next clip, it just gets more and more crazy. Dan and Kash finally break their silence on why you and me. I've wanted to know this since the day we went live on that fateful day in Butler, Pennsylvania on July 13th, 2024, a day that will forever live in infamy. That was the only broadcast, I've done thousands of broadcasts, where I literally had to leave the show because I was physically ill. They finally break their silence on why you and I don't have answers about the Trump assassination attempts. Watch.
How come we don't have more information on the assassination attempts on President Trump?
There's two reasons, two open, ongoing prosecutions. So 2 of the investigations are obviously closed because the individuals are dead, but there's 2 live prosecutions, and so we can't get ahead of the federal court case. A lot of that information will come out in the federal court cases, but we have personally invested our time in making sure that we have looked at any possible international connections to terrorism and adversaries alike. And we've both been down to Quantico, we've both done the laboratory testing, we've both seen the explosives analysis, we've both seen the firearm and physically held it. We are all in on these investigations.
Are we going to be surprised at what you learned?
You know what, Maria? Kash is not kidding. We've been personally briefed extensively on every single detail, nugget, tendril of this case. One is actively in court right now, so out of respect for the case, it's probably more appropriate that I stay quiet on that. However, I'm not going to tell people what they want to hear. I'm going to tell you the truth, and whether you like it or not is up to you. if there was a big explosive there, right? Given my history as a Secret Service agent and my personal friendship as a director does with the president, give me one logical, sensible reason we would not have. If you can think of one, there isn't. There in some of these cases, the there you're looking for is not there. And I know people, I get it. I understand. It's not there. If it was there, we would have told you.
It's not there. What's the there that he's talking about? That was a little kind of cryptic right there. And the next clip gets even more cryptic. But wow, I would really love your thoughts and your comments on this. It sounds to me that what Dan Bongino was saying is that everything that we thought about this, everything that we said about this, the fact that CNN did not stream, I mean, Trump had 96 rallies in 2024. CNN only aired one live, and that was Butler, Pennsylvania. Coincidence? So what's the there that he's talking about? The fact that he roamed around with a rangefinder, the fact that he got on the roof undetected, the fact that there were people on the ground who were alerting law enforcement saying there's a guy on the roof, there's a guy on the roof, well before Trump even entered the arena, the fact that he ran across the roof, the fact that he had multiple cell phones, he had multiple crypto wallets or crypto accounts or something like that, which seemed to suggest that there was some kind of foreign alliance, allegiance, support, perhaps. What's the there that he's talking about? It seems to me that what he's saying is that all of that stuff, all of those strange, awkward, bizarre coincidences, the fact that he brought that chart up at that second, which was literally providence. There's no way you can convince me otherwise. It was the hand of God, the Almighty Lord himself. I'm convinced of that in every fiber of my being. But it sounds to me that what Dan is suggesting is that all of that is moot, that there was nothing untoward or nefarious or conspiratorial about what happened in Butler and about what happened at the golf course. We still don't know if Iran had backed Ryan Rout. Ryan Rout was somebody who was suspected of being a Ukrainian trainer, training Ukrainian soldiers. There was some Ukrainian connection there. There were even some theories about Zelensky was involved. It sounds to me that maybe that's all poof, just a bunch of phooey. I don't know. But we all need to know. When I say we, the American public and the world, and I know Trump wants to know too. And so I'm really curious about what you guys think about this. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. The there is not there, according to Deputy FBI Director Dan Bongino. Okay, the final clip. I got to tell you, this one just really rubbed me the wrong way. This is a clip where Kash and Dan essentially doubled down on the Jeffrey Epstein claim that he offed himself.
You said Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide. People don't believe it.
Well, I mean, listen, they have a right to their opinion, but as someone who has worked as a public defender, as a prosecutor, who's been in that prison system, who's been in the Metropolitan Detention Center, who's been in segregated housing, you know a suicide when you see one, and that's what that was.
He killed himself. You want me to get, I've seen the whole file. He killed himself.
I know it's hard.
Dan Bongino made a statement post on X about this entire interview, and he had dedicated a whole paragraph to Epstein. I'm going to share that in a second, but I got to tell you right now, this whole Epstein file, client list release, Pam Bondi, it's been handled so poorly by the Department of Justice, by, I think, Pam Bondi for sure. She went on several interviews and news outlets saying, hey, we got thousands of recordings. We got hundreds of thousands of files. It's all coming out. It's disgusting. There's so many victims. We're releasing it tomorrow. At one point, she even said we're coming out with it tomorrow. Never happened. And now you've got Dan and Kash saying he killed himself. All the cameras were turned off. He was on suicide watch. It became abundantly clear that something was awry. Why were the officers not watching the cameras? Why were the cameras turned off? How did he have access to the tools or rope or whatever when he was on suicide watch? One of the top witnesses, one of the top, inmates and detainees in the history of America. One of them, who could divulge and reveal secrets, darkness that covers a wide span of huge influential political figures and heads of state alike. And just the way that Dan said that, I don't know, it just rubs me the real wrong way. Could it possibly be? I'm going to throw this out there. I think the powers that be, maybe the same powers that be that got to the Supreme Court. I don't know if you heard about this 7-2, vote to stop Trump from deporting illegal aliens. Kavanaugh, ACB, which is not a surprise. Amy Coney Barrett is a complete travesty. Even Gorsuch, they all voted against Trump carrying out what the Americans want. Supreme Court has completely defied the will of the American people, and they're acting like legislators when they're supposed to be enforcing the law. Could this be the Schumer, Soros, BlackRock, elite academic, Holly weirdo, Obama cabal? Could it be that they have extended their disgusting, dark power hand into the throat of the Epstein client list and the files being released and being divulged? Is it possible that they got to Dan, they got to Kash, they got to Pam? I don't know. It's been handled abhorrently. It's been handled so poorly that them saying that it's for sure he killed himself, I don't know. I find it so hard to believe. And check out this statement by Dan Bongino. He says, I haven't done any media interviews to this point because I want to keep the attention on the work. I don't work for myself anymore. I work for you. But it is important to relay to you that what we're doing in the media can be a tool for that. That's why we chose a long-form interview with Maria for our first interview. I hope you saw it. Okay, so let's just move forward. He says, yes, we are moving FBI headquarters to Hoover Building. I was asked, here we go. I was asked about some of the details surrounding the Jeffrey Epstein case. I have reviewed the case. Jeffrey Epstein killed himself. So he even doubles down here. Jeffrey Epstein killed himself. There's no evidence in the case file indicating otherwise. I'm not asking you to believe me or not. I'm telling you what exists and what doesn't. If new evidence surfaces, I'm happy to reevaluate. It rubs me the wrong way. It just even the way Dan's body language there, he says, no, he killed himself. You don't have to believe me, but he killed himself. And again, I love these guys. I respect these guys. I truly believe that they are the most competent, high quality, top performers, most skilled and qualified for those positions. But man, power is power. And power has a very, very long, broad, and powerful reach. And I just got this funny feeling. I hope I'm wrong. But I just got this funny feeling. The royal family of England is involved. You could honestly say, without any hyperbole, the most powerful, influential people, individuals, and groups are involved in the Epstein files, in the Epstein case, debacle, and what have you. It's just really bizarre and strange. Not what I expected. If it's the truth, God bless them. But if this is what I got this sneaky, creepy, icky, itchy feeling about, what a huge disappointment. At the very least, I think we can all agree that the release of this or the divulging of this or the public outcome of this has been so poorly done and poorly carried out by Pam Bondi more specifically, the DOJ more specifically. But I mean, whoever's involved in that, it's been executed with the least amount of skill and the least amount of consideration. And if you're going to say that nothing happened, don't tell us you're going to release a bunch of stuff, especially tomorrow, and then have us all wait, on pins and needles for a big, gigantic nothing burger. I can't wait to get your thoughts on this and everything that we covered. What a fantastic interview. Fantastic. Let me know what your thoughts are. Again, people watch this show. They watch this show. Let them know in the comments down below. If you love America, tap the thumbs up. Check out these videos coming up on the screen right here, just in case you missed them. I posted these yesterday. Tap my face right there to subscribe and follow. It's free. And as always, may God bless you and may God bless the USA and all who defend her. I'll see you soon.